What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your man Wise. Now, I'm not sure if you've heard, but President Donald J. Trump is playing no games. He's officially revoked national security clearances of Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, and many others from the Biden family. And yes, that also includes the usual suspects that you've seen right here on the right: Hillary Clinton, Liz Cheney, Adam Kinzinger, crooked Tish James, crooked Alvin Bragg. You mess around and eventually you find out. President Trump is not playing with these people, man. But let's check out Scott Jennings' opinion on all of this. Like, share, subscribe, turn those notifications on, click all so you never miss an upload. Let's get into it.
When it comes to the Bidens, given the family's long history of influence peddling and dealings with shady people overseas, I think cutting them off from national security information is frankly a pretty good idea. That's number one. Number two, some of these people and their affiliates and the people they're associated with at the upper reaches of the Democratic Party have proven time and again that they are willing to abuse their adjacency to national security information for political purposes. We all remember the 51 intelligence people who signed the Hunter Biden laptop letter, for instance. And so I think what Donald Trump is doing is sending a strong message. No longer are people like this who float in and out of government going to be able to abuse their national security access for political purposes. And let me just tell you something. What goes around comes around, because as David just said, they cut off Donald Trump in 2021. You want to play the game? Now you got to play it when you're on the other side of the field.
Is there a logical end to the tit for political tat? Is this where it ends?
Look, it'll come to an end when Democrats who go in and out of government stop abusing their access to and adjacency to national security information for political purposes. I mean, there is no doubt that the top reaches of the Democratic Party have used their adjacency and access to this information, and then the fact that people know they have that access, they use that as credibility to then make political arguments against people they don't like, such as Donald Trump. They use that credibility to try to get the news media to report things that they say, such as the Hunter Biden laptop letter. There is a rational basis, Elliot, for doing this, and it's to put a stop to people using this kind of imprimatur for political reasons. So it'll come to an end when people stop abusing this kind of access. And one more issue, I just think far too many people in Washington have this kind of clearance anyway. And many people in both parties have acknowledged there's too many people with security clearances. Maybe this will start a conversation about ratcheting down the number of people who have access to this kind of information.
Let's talk about Norm Eisen and Mark Zaid, who are both attorneys, colleagues of ours as well. And they are among the attorneys are on this list of those who have their access revoked. They have been prominent critics of the president.
They're more than just vocal critics. These are not people who just occasionally pop up and exercise their free speech rights. I mean, Norm is one of the most detestable people I've ever met in this business, and he is like one of the principal architects of the lawfare against Donald Trump. So if I were the president of the United States, you're damn right, I'm not going to let somebody run around with a national security clearance who is out there doing everything in his power to derail my presidency after I was duly elected, not once, but twice. So you know what? Long overdue, and I'm glad he did it.
If to take your point about what goes around comes around, is there a logical end to the tit for political tat? Is this where it ends, or is more coming? Should more be coming?
Well, look, it'll come to an end when Democrats who go in and out of government stop abusing their access to and adjacency to national security information for political purposes. I mean, there is no doubt that the top reaches of the Democratic Party have used their adjacency and access to this information, and then the fact that people know they have that access, they use that as credibility to then make political arguments against people they don't like, such as Donald Trump. They use that credibility to try to get the news media to report things that they say, such as the Hunter Biden laptop letter. There is a rational basis, Elliot, for doing this, and it's to put a stop to people using this kind of imprimatur for political reasons. So it'll come to an end when people stop abusing this kind of access. And one more issue, I just think far too many people in Washington have this kind of clearance anyway. And many people in both parties have acknowledged there's too many people with security clearances. Maybe this will start a conversation about ratcheting down the number of people who have access to this kind of information.
Now, I don't disagree with anything that Scott Jennings said. And I don't understand why these media members, that's what we'll call them. We won't call them journalists or reporters. They're actually just, members of the media and obviously propagandists for the DNC. I don't understand why they are, so up in arms about this. This is when I didn't hear any of this, I didn't hear any defense, of President Trump when they did it, 4 or 5 years ago. They always expect, for our side, or they expect that, folks should be above the fray when they never choose to do so. It's ridiculous. But I want you guys to hear this clip from Judge Joe Brown. I love Judge Joe Brown, man. I love that guy, man. But listen to what he has to say about the quote unquote new face of the Democrat Party.
Jasmine Crockett is an idiot. She's got that wig weave in her head and those barn door eyelashes that make me think she's going to play helicopter if she flaps too rapidly and start moving up in the air a little bit. And frankly, the woman has no common sense.
I don't disagree with anything that he said, but these and people like her and AOC and a few others, they believe that they can be the new face of the Democrat Party. And if that is truly the case, they are in trouble. But check out disgraced Jamal Bowman. This dude is a nutcase. He is a clown. And to be honest with you, I don't know why people are still talking to this guy. But
Take a step back.
Do they need to step aside?
Or step aside, because we need to hear new, fresh, bold voices. That's what the American people want. And if the party doesn't do that, the party is about to be finished.
I hope that AOC, Pramila Jayapal, Greg Cesar, I hope they're the new face of the Democratic Party because Republicans will be winning elections all over the country if that is the face of the Democratic Party. Are you?
I mean, y'all
listen, a district like mine that Joe Biden won by 10 points, 10 points. Kamala Harris won by half a point. Okay, I won by 6.5 points, 24,000 votes in a district that has 85,000 more Democrats than Republicans. Why?
And you're right.
Because the
Democrats. But you ran against a cornball candidate.
He was your friend.
He was not my friend.
He was your friend.
You had someone running against you who was not a strong candidate, and we still
we agree on.
We still have consultants and big money controlling the Democratic Party, compromising it.
The consultants and the big money, they're not going anywhere. They're completely in bed with the big money donors, the Reid Hoffmans, the Soroses of the world. They're completely in bed with these people. It's not going anywhere. Let's just keep it a buck. This false utopia that Jamal Bowman and others feel like the Democrat Party should be in, it's a facade. It's not real. We know who's funding Jasmine Crockett. We know who. We've seen the pictures with George Soros. She has $1.5 million in her coffers right now for the upcoming election against Sheldon Williams, or Daniels, I'm sorry. Where does she get this money from? You're not going to sit here and tell me that it's from, grassroots efforts. Come on, man. Same thing with AOC. Been in office, for a few terms and now worth almost $60 million. I mean, this is ridiculous. They are beholden to these people. They are.
That's not true. And this shows, again, the American people do not trust Elon Musk. And Elon Musk is incompetent in his position. And how do we know? Because they fired tens of thousands of people, was challenged in court. The court said the people have to go back, and now the people are coming back. He's incompetent. He's a thief. He's a Nazi, and people don't trust him. Period.
Let me just.
That type of rhetoric, man, is just falling on deaf ears at this point. And that's a lot of the reason why, Elon Musk, as you see here, says he's going to come after this guy, with a lawsuit, and he'll lose. I don't think he has a lot of cheese, but he'll lose. And this guy, he is what's wrong with the Democrat Party, to be honest with you. Not only, are they the anti-God, party, they are the party of death and destruction. Not much has changed with them, but you have idiots like Jamal Bowen in there. I mean, if you guys recall, last year, this dude wanted to put together I think it was like a hip hop task force or something like that. I mean, come on, man. The pandering with this guy is just flat out ridiculous. It really is. The Democrat Party is grasping for straws, but they're literally fighting amongst themselves. There is a power struggle, against the young and the old, and they're eating them. They're eating it. They're eating their own. You got the super far left woke progressives going against the quote unquote more moderates. And to be honest with you, those far left progressives, their policies, those aren't policies. It's not ideology. It's not rhetoric that's going to get the independents or even some people that, may not have been, full-fledged Republicans in the MAGA movement to move back to their side because their ideas are radical as all get out. But I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe, turn the notifications on, click that all so you never miss the upload. Hey, if you'd like to go the extra mile, support the channel, join the ARP family, or you can buy your man a coffee. That link's in the description box below. I appreciate the support and love. I do not take it for granted. Keep God first in your life. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you all next time. Peace.
Vibes so